All right, continuing on from our reading launch on Friday, we wanted to do a little Monday feature. And so today I'm going to feature two authors, and then I'm going to invite you to continue searching on Destiny Quest to check out a book digitally. And those books will be put on a table in the media center, and your crew teacher will pick up the stack and deliver them to your crew. You also may check out a book from your English teacher. On my Google Classroom, I have a form, and you just put your crew teacher's name, your name. What kind of book are you looking to check out? If you know the title, but then if you're unsure, what are your main interests? Like, are you into art? Are you into music, sports, or what genres do you specifically like? Are you into historical fiction, romance? Are you all about? I want football books. I want soccer books, autobiographies. What kind of people do you look up to? Or do you just like graphic novels and comics? And then I can drop off some to your crew teacher. Several of you filled that out, and so those books are in your crew teacher's mailboxes heading out to you. So on Fridays, we're going to do a little Friday feature. Today, because we just launched reading, I want to piggyback on this right away. So I'm going to feature two authors, and these kind of writers, they appeal to any kid. It doesn't really matter if you're into sports, if you're into arts, if you're a boy or a girl, doesn't matter. These are just books that anybody would love. And so I'm going to start with Gordon Korman. You might recognize this guy. He's written a ton of books, but one is Ungifted. And this is one of the first times that when I was reading in class, I had a laugh snort because this book is so funny. This kid, Donovan, he hangs out with kind of this motley crew, bunch of punks, and they pull off this epic prank. And this is not his first little rodeo. He has had a few run-ins with the principal, and the principal's done with this kid. And so he's going to do a little transfer. However, Donovan's paperwork gets mixed up with another student, and he ends up being sent to a school for the gifted. And he's on this robotics team, and he's got to find a way to fit in and make this work. And he doesn't feel like he really belongs, but he ends up finding a lot of his own gifts. But it's cool. Gordon Korman writes where each chapter is a different character's perspective on what's happening in the story and that person's problems. I'm going to show you the trailer of Restart in a second. And then I think Friday I mentioned The Unteachables. It's about a teacher, and he gets the worst kids in the school and just the drama that ensues with that and trying to fall in love with teaching again. It's just funny. It's another laugh out loud. Here's Restart. You might have had this featured last year, but it's Chase Ambrose and a chance to get his life back and a chance to live in a better way. So here's a little bit from our author.
Hi, my name is Gordon Gorman. Wait, can I get a restart? Hi, my name is Gordon Korman, and I'm the author of Restart. What if the worst kid in the whole school got a total do-over on his life? That's Chase Ambrose. He's basically a big jerk. He's a bully, pushes people around. 90% of the kids in that school are terrified of Chase. And what happens is he falls off his roof. He's got one of those sort of low sloping ones. He lands on his head. He's okay, but he loses his memory. Total amnesia. But in the case of a kid like Chase, when you forget everything, one of the things you forget is what a big jerk you are. So will he ultimately go back to the kind of jerk and bully that he was before? Or is this his chance to restart his life and be a different kind of person? It's especially hard for Chase because the kids he gravitates towards now, the artsy crowd and the video club, they're the ones he bullied the most in his old life. He has to choose to be the new Chase. It really is a difficult thing to restart your life. Obviously, Chase's situation is pretty unique. Not that many of us are former bullies who fall off the roof and get amnesia. How awesome would it be to get a total do-over at your life? If you want to find out, you've got to read Restart. Look for Restart at your Scholastic Book Fair.
So Gordon Korman books, they're fun, they're lighthearted, but they have a really good message. And I think they inspire us to be our best selves, and a lot about character, friendship, and how we treat others. If you're looking for something a little bit more advanced, a little bit a little bit more edgy, I want to recommend to you Jason Reynolds as an author. He has written a ton of books. Right now, he is the National Ambassador for Young People's Literature, which is an amazing title and award. That means he gets to tour the country for 2 years, and he goes into all sorts of libraries, schools, juvenile detention centers, and he promotes reading, literature, his books, and why it's so important. Um, his books, they feature a lot of characters that come from rougher pasts and maybe tougher experiences. I want to talk about first Long Way Down. This is actually a quadruple award winner, and it's this 15-year-old kid, and he's riding this elevator, and the whole story is told in his ride through this elevator, and is told as in verse, like poetry, because Jason Reynolds started writing when he was a kid. When he was 9, he started to write rap, and then he turned to poetry and then longer stories. So this book is a quick read because it's written in verse like a rap, and the kid in this elevator ride, he has to make a choice. Am I going to avenge my brother's death or not? And you'll figure out what he chooses to do. Am I going to continue the cycle of violence or not? How is he going to go about that? How is he going to approach it? So an awesome piece. His latest one, another National Book Award finalist, is Look Both Ways. And this takes place at a bus stop. And every chapter is a short story. And you can simply enjoy each chapter in that story just as itself. You don't have to continue to finish the book. You can pick and choose. But these characters, they kind of show up in each other's lives in other chapters. But it's on the walk home from the bus stop, it's 10 different blocks, 10 different stories, what goes down in this little town on the way to school, on the way home to school. So stories about friendship, characters in their community show up, kids that struggle with anxiety, with different fears, with loss, and just how they're coping with that in life. So it's just like a real picture of the everyday grittiness of life and how to live your best self too. All American Boys at the top. If you're somebody who loved The Hate You Give, this is a book for you. It's a story from two different perspectives, Rashad and Quinn, and an experience they have with police brutality. And this is another big award winner. What Jason Reynolds is really known for is his series called Track. And you can see these stories, Sunny, Lou, Patina, and Ghost. And it's actually based on 4 kids he knew growing up in his own life when he ran track. And each one kind of has their own story. You don't have to read them in order. The first one he wrote, though, is Ghost. And this kid, he lives in an apartment with his mom and dad, and he had an experience, a very traumatic experience that happened in his home with violence. And from that, he's suffering from a little PTSD and real nervous, real anxious. And then he finds running. And he kind of denies that in his life. I don't need this. I don't want to be on this elite track team in the city. But he can't help himself. And track kind of fuels him, and it gives him a way to find his best self and overcome some of the darkness that has really had this stronghold on his life. So, and then Patina, a story about this girl and her sister, Sunny and Lou, and they're all told in a little bit different way, and their stories intersect and really awesome. So I'm going to show you the Track book trailer.
On your marks. Get set.
All of the books I featured today, I have in my own, all of the books I have featured today I have in my classroom library. Ms. McCaskey has them, Mr. Cheney has them, and our library media center has them. So contact us, and these don't have to be your choices. We have so many others, thousands. So think about what you want to read, and we love to get you paired up with that book. Thank you.